So this is an interesting bit of software that I've started working with. This is called DroneDeploy, and I'm working with a mining company to. Of course, this is not their land. This is land around my house. This is actually the hill. I did a 57-acre study learning how to use DroneDeploy, how to do 3D renderings that are higher quality than Google Earth, and this shows kind of how it works. This is my whole neighborhood up on top of Mineral Springs Mountain, kind of in 3D, and it shows you the elevations and stuff. If I go back to map here, it's very, so here, this is what's crazy about this. So this light part here is what the drone did, and the dark part out here is Google Maps, so the Google type quality. Let's zoom in and show you what this looks like, the comparison difference here. Let's say we go out here in the woods, zoom in. So you can quickly see the kind of detail that Google gives you. You can see the kind of detail that DroneDeploy gives you. There are places where it's stitched together kind of weird. But all in all, you've got some really excellent quality here in their stitched program. As I'm pulling here, you're seeing that's Google's stuff to the edges there, what Google does. It's like there's a tire out in the woods out here. It's just insane the amount of detail. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. You can go get a free download of this. And you can try it for a while. There's the commercial version where you make really nice maps for you. You get the map view, you got the 3D view, of course. 3D view takes us a minute or two to render out, and this one is going to improve. This rendering that I have here, it's only partially resolved. A bunch of these areas like this right here have not been, I think, rendered out yet. It takes about 4.5 hours. This is a 57-acre flight that I did, and it takes about 4.5 hours to render, so we're about 3.5, maybe 3 hours into it. So you can see these sections in here. My house is right here, but these sections here are pretty well resolved. Other sections are not yet, so it's working on them. But you know, you've seen what Google Maps will do, which is pretty. Google Earth looks pretty nice. This is kind of that next step, I think, above that. So you go to DroneDeploy.com and check it out. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool for mapping. If you want to do real estate, if you want to do, like I say, this one's for basically for mine planning for mines up in the Spruce Pine area. And it's a little bit of a curve to learn about it, but basically you just upload your images and create projects. This is Tony's home flight test. You draw a grid out on it, and it takes control of your drone. It just takes your drone. You load the app, the DroneDeploy app, on your has to be an iOS device, so it's a Mac-based thing, and then it will fly these grids back and forth, shooting downward, picture, really high res. I'm using a Mavic Air. I'm using the Air 2S by DJI. The Air 2S is what I've been using. That's my little first impressions look at DroneDeploy. Maybe something you could use. Maybe something if you're into real estate, or you're into land planning, or you're into mining or forest planning or construction. Maybe you want to plan a development. That could be useful. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.